one transfer we can confirm today, the one that's been bubbling for quite some time. Aaron Wan-Bissaka moving from Crystal Palace to Manchester United. £45 million, could rise to as high as 50 with add-ons. It's been a meteoric rise, hasn't it, for the right-back who hasn't even played 50 games in the Premier League, was part of the England under-21 team at the recent European Championships. Raf, what's your take? Just give us your overview of this move.
Well, I think it reflects United's needs to bring in younger players at the back, to bring in pace, to bring in a bit of attacking verve, to bring in more English players. I think that's also part of the new direction, if you will, and to quite literally build from the back, not to start with adding another superstar or another guy who might take advantage of their situation. And I think it's a solid buy, but looking at WanBissakas' numbers, I think they're looking at the potential, because at Palace he hasn't really been able to add much going forward. He looks a player that can develop into the kind of player that would need to, have both sides of the game covered for United. And I think, that is a sort of a promise that they're buying here. And 50 million, 45 million, 50 million is not a cheap option. So solid transfer, but it can only be the start for this huge rebuilding process that United have still in front of them.
He is raw, he is mouldable. Mm-hmm. It's a harsh spotlight, though, isn't it, at Old Trafford? Unlike at Selhurst Park.
I think as far as the player's concerned, in my opinion, he is one of the best right-backs, up-and-coming right-backs, particularly English, and certainly one of the best right-backs in the Premier League. 50 million, you're getting a guy who could potentially be your right-back for a decade. I mean, I think this is a good signing. Some may say it's a little high, but I'll tell you what, this guy has the potential. He right now is as good a defender at right-back as there is in the league. The questions are, will he get better with the ball at his feet? And I think that's a yes. When he's playing with better players, no offence to Crystal Palace, but when he joins a team that should be signing better players, that will help him going forward. So defensively, I think he's great. He's one of those guys, he doesn't like getting beat, and he gives it all. I think that's a great place for Man United to start, and I think this is a really good signing for them.
United fans will be pleased to hear that, because I'm sure some weren't particularly overwhelmed by this signing.
With the greatest respect, the signing of a right-back, regardless of who that right-back is not going to get fans out of their seats. They're important, don't get me wrong, but fans are looking for names and lights and all sorts of flashing bulbs. That being said, I think it's almost a perfect storm in terms of the player and the fee for Manchester United. It's a need that they had to fill. Added to that, the likes of Kyle Walker far more established, but a little bit older, going a year ago. And as we touched on earlier, the transfer market, nobody knows what is going on in this transfer market in terms of value, where the value is. I just don't think you get value anymore. So you have to just get players that you need and pay whatever is being asked for, because if you don't pay it, somebody else will.
For more, sign up now for ESPN+.